Viewpoints on the talk station FM 107 AM 1240. Kind of excited about the upcoming interview, and this is an important story, one that actually has meaning to me. The topic is actually about a book, but it's about a book, Danny, The Virtues Within. It's a book about Danny Dietz. And you may or may not know who Danny Dietz is, but if you've seen the movie Lone Survivor, this is one of the individuals in that movie, Danny Dietz. And it's a real honor and a pleasure to first welcome his mother, Cindy. And with that, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure and an honor to have you on the line with us this evening. And to Jeremy Dunlap, he is the author. And with that, Jeremy, good evening. Thank you as well for joining us.
Oh, thank you. It's an honor to speak with you.
My first question to you, how close to reality do you think the movie is to the story that you've been able to research as well through your book?
It's a very dramatic and true war story. This is real life.
Absolutely. And in the process, the families, yourself, are living with this after the fact. And before I even get into the book, how do you balance that? We're talking about a deceased son who has given his ultimate on behalf of this country. How do you deal with that?
I'm very proud of my son. I'm very proud of who he was. He was the best of the best. And I fully support what he was doing. Although I didn't know at the time my son was in the danger he was in. Unfortunately, I didn't know a whole lot about the military and really what a SEAL was. And, I really didn't learn a whole lot about what a SEAL was until after my son was killed. But for me, it's a day-to-day, a minute-to-minute walk.
One of my former co-hosts who lost her brother in Vietnam commented, family members were drafted. I know, involuntarily. You suddenly were in the military as well, and more so than anyone else. Let's talk now about the book. Danny, The Virtues Within, and the author, Jeremy Dunlap, joins us. And Jeremy, how did you get into this book? How do you start with what motivated you?
Well, actually, in the prologue of the book, it tells the story of me meeting Cindy. I've been honored to work with Cindy and Dan and to do the book, but this family lived it, and that's what the whole Section 7's about. How I started, we started a couple of different avenues, ended up with this essay of virtues and what we learn, because we wanted to write a book of life, not just a book about an incident. We did not want to focus on the operations or the Operation Red Wings itself a whole lot. We wanted to talk about Danny when he was more commonly known by the family as DJ, when he was a child, and the virtues that were deep within this guy long before he hit the beaches of Navy SEAL training. We just wanted to show America the true hero this guy was, even really long before he was a Navy SEAL.
This book that Jeremy wrote, with our help, we wanted people to know our son. We wanted people, I wanted people not to forget my son. And the normal DJ that was my boy before he became the man he became, before he became the hero he became. I want people to know that person and to not forget. And I believe with every Gold Star mother and father or sibling or spouse or friend, they don't want them to be forgotten.